All right, Nick, let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a team I would say they're kind of okay season so far. I don't think it's a new coach, new regime, a lot of new pieces around the ball. So I'd say 4-3. You're feeling okay. I'm pretty satisfied with how things are going so far. We're not out of anything by any means, but things always could technically be better. But I think there's one or two moves really that the Chargers have made this year that have been absolutely stellar, and all Chargers fans should be extremely excited about. I'm Andrew, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, Nick, as I alluded to, season doing decent, but there's two moves that the Chargers have made this season that have been absolutely phenomenal, and that is some pair of rookies that they've picked up in Joe Alt and Ladd McConkey. Let's get into the article and we can talk more about this on the other side. This is from over on ESPN. It says the Los Angeles Chargers went into the season with just one receiver, DJ Shark, who had 1,000 yards in a season. They passed on top wide receivers with the number 5 pick in the draft to select tackle Joe Alt, then traded up in the second round to take receiver Ladd McConkey, a player they believe was good enough to produce this season. Since general manager Joe Hortiz was named to his role in February and moved on from receivers Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, he's faced questions about that draft decision. But in week 8, McConkey and Alt put together their best performances of the season in the Chargers' 26-8 win over the New Orleans Saints. As much as it was an essential win for this team to remain a playoff contender, it was a day of vindication for Ortiz and the rest of the Chargers front office. Sundays was the first sign this season that Ortiz may have drafted 2 franchise mainstays with his first 2 picks as general manager. I think that's always a good move. Come in as new GM, first 2 picks, 2 guys will be long-term members of your team. Curious what your thoughts are on this one, but before we get to you, Nick, Chargers fans, in the comment section below, we're talking Alt, we're talking McConkey. Beginning of the season, we probably went over some of those picks. We asked you what your thoughts were, grade the pick. Now, week 8, we've seen them at their peak. We see what they could be. Grade this draft selection of each of these guys, or you could bundle it together as a whole if you want, however you're feeling. In the comment section below, let us know what you think about these 2 draft picks now, after you've seen them for a good half of the season. Let us know in the comment section below. But nonetheless, Nick, what do you think all of this means for the Chargers?
Well, it means they're better at drafting NFL-ready players. If you go back to 2022 and 2023, they hit a little bit, right? Neither of those drafts were stellar. If you look at 2022, Zion Johnson, the rookie first-round pick at the time, starting guard for them, is finally starting to become a quality offensive lineman, at least according to PFF, after two rocky seasons to start his NFL career. But after that, it's a lot of, meh, right? You got JT Woods, Isaiah Spiller, Solier seems to be taking a little bit of a step back. His film does not look good so far. After a decent rookie year, he's kind of fallen off, right? So again, only one quality player, it seems, in that draft, and it took a couple of years for him to develop it. You fast forward to 2023, Quentin Johnston's doing a great job bouncing back from looking like an all-time bust, but he still doesn't look like a first-round guy. Tooley's a nice edge player, but again, it's nothing special. We're seeing this year that both of their first 2-round selections, Alt in the first round, McConkey in the second round, are proving to be quality players very early in their NFL careers, year 1. And when you have first-round picks and second-round picks can fall into this bucket too, you don't really want them to be developmental guys. If you draft at the end of the first round, sometimes that's what happens. The pick of the litter is gone, right? If you're a team that won 12, 13 games, you're picking number 28, picking number 30. Look, the best players are gone. You're stuck with, drafting a developmental prospect from time to time. If you're the Chargers, middle of the road, and last year quite awful when it was all said and done, the guys you pick need to be contributors early, and that's exactly what we're getting from Alt and McConkey. And all the numbers and production I've picked up with them, here's the real indicator. This is Justin Herbert's PFF rating over the last 2 weeks. In week 7, he graded out as an 89.7 overall, 89.7 throwing the football. In week 8 against the Saints, he graded out 95.3 overall, 93.6 passing. What does this mean? It means Justin Herbert just didn't in the last 2 weeks suddenly remember how to be a great quarterback. He's always the same guy. What it means is the talent around him, namely Joe Alt and Ladd McConkey, are stepping up their game. They're getting better. We saw McConkey with the highlight play against the Saints. Alt's continuing to get better and better, bouncing back from that early season injury. Justin Herbert, we're going to see his stats continue to improve. And this is such a great sign for the Chargers. Having rookies contribute and become star players rookie year, halfway through the season, not even, as opposed to year 3, great sign for the Chargers going forward.
Yeah, Nick, and I think Chargers fans, they need to know Hortiz comes from a background of being a big draft guy, being, a scouting guy, and he's done a really great job. If we go back to where he went last year with the Baltimore Ravens, big part of them selecting Zay Flowers, who Zay Flowers looks like a really good player for the Baltimore Ravens. Another sneaky good pick is Andrew Voorhees out of Southern California. They selected him last year, knowing full well he wouldn't have played all last season due to a pretty bad injury he had. But they picked him knowing, hey, this is a guy we can pick up in the 7th round. They could be a starter for us the following year. Turns out Voorhees now one of the starting guard rotation for the Baltimore Ravens this year as well. So this is a guy who can really hit the draft from all angles. He's picked guys for the Chargers that they needed, is guys that need to be able to start day one. He picked guys for the Ravens. Zay Flowers is a great starter day one for them. He's great this year as well, but also was able to go find a diamond in the rough type of guy in Andrew Voorhees. Be able to find a guy like that, say, hey, not going to play for us this year. I see a future in him. Let's go ahead and bring him on. And now he's contributing to that in that way as well. So I think overall, Joe Hortiz, maybe he's the pickup of the year for the Chargers. He's done pretty good job so far. I'd be pretty pleased. If you get 2 solid players out of one draft class, I don't think there's really much more you can ask for as a fan of a team. 2 guys that are going to contribute, be mainstays on your roster, that will be on your team after their rookie deal. That's winning a draft. That's a pretty good draft if you're able to get 2 solid contributors. So Joe Hortiz, great job in this draft. And I think we're starting to see that he is a really good fit for this Chargers team as well.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Hortiz really big into picking up Kyle Hamilton when he was with the Raiders in the middle of the 1st round? Again, just another day one NFL ready guy, right? This is what Hortiz, to your point, did an exceptional job with the Ravens, and he's doing it with the Chargers. It's not, I know we talk about the NFL, you want to be a developmental team and try and develop young players. I get it. You know what's even better than developing players in 2 or 3 years? Having guys that are good day one. And that's what the Chargers have here with Alt and McConkey. It means they're going to be better this season and even better in the future. Off to a great start. Hortiz and Harbaugh together in Los Angeles. I'm excited to see what the future holds for this team.